All right, everybody, get ready, because today we're going deep into Colombia.
Deeper than Juan Valdez.
Way deeper. This isn't just about coffee and emeralds, though those are pretty great too.
Right. But we've got some research and articles here, and let me tell ya, this country, it's got layers.
Like an onion.
More like a rainforest on top of mountains on top of Caribbean beaches.
Okay, so that's a good segue to start with. This whole biodiversity thing, I hear Colombia is like top of the charts.
Second most biodiverse country on Earth, and number one when you factor in land area.
Okay, so what does that actually look like? Like, if I landed in Colombia, what would I see?
So picture this. Morning, you're trekking through the Amazon, howler monkeys all around, maybe a jaguar if you're lucky.
Maybe not that lucky.
Fair. Okay, afternoon, you're hiking up the Andes, condors soaring above, snow-capped peaks in the distance.
That was pretty intense.
And then, to wind down, cocktails on a Caribbean beach, sun setting over turquoise water.
I mean, sign me up. But I gotta think, it's not just the scenery, right?
Oh, not even close. That diversity. It means an insane variety of plants and animals, found nowhere else. Over 1,900 bird species, almost 800 amphibians.
Hold on, I need to catch my breath. It's like a Noah's Ark situation.
Basically. But it's serious stuff, too. This biodiversity, it helps regulate the whole planet's climate. And resources for medicine, agriculture, you name it.
It's wild. Makes you see it differently, you know. Okay, so, shifting gears a bit. Medellin. City of Eternal Spring, they call it. But it's also got, well, a past, right?
Yeah, Medellin's had its struggles. What's amazing is how it's turned things around. Innovation, social programs, the whole 9 yards.
So, like a comeback story.
Big time. They invested in public transit, education, community spaces, making people feel connected, hopeful.
Not just sweeping the past under the rug.
Nope. Learning from it and building something new.
Makes you think, what other cities could learn from that?
Right. It's not perfect, but it shows change is possible, even after really tough times. Speaking of changing things up, we gotta talk about Gabriel Garcia Marquez and magical realism.
Ah, yeah, literary legend. Okay, full disclosure, magical realism. Kind of goes over my head sometimes. Help me out here.
It's tricky. It's like fantasy, but grounded. Allegory, but tangible. Take 100 years of solitude. A woman ascends to heaven while hanging laundry. Rain falls for years straight.
Wait, what?
But it's all woven into everyday life, blurring the lines, you know.
So it's not just escaping reality.
No way. It's using the fantastical to make you think about the real stuff. Colonialism, corruption, cycles of history, all wrapped up in Colombian culture.
It's like he's saying, look closer, magic's everywhere, but so is darkness.
Exactly. It forces you to see things differently, Colombia especially. Okay, ready for something a bit lighter? Let's talk coffee.
Yes. But, I mean, everyone knows Colombia's got good coffee. What's the big deal?
It's more than just the beans. Though the Arabica beans are top-notch, gotta admit. It's the whole culture, the farmers who've been doing this for generations. The Andes Mountains where the beans grow, the coffee shops, the social scene.
It's an experience, not just a drink.
Totally. And the best place to see that, the Eje Cafetero, the coffee region, UNESCO World Heritage Site, the whole deal. Coffee farms everywhere, old haciendas, smell of fresh roast in the air.
My senses are overwhelmed just hearing about it. And this energy, it spills over into their celebrations too, right? Like Carnaval de Barranquilla.
Oh yeah, imagine this. 4 straight days of music, dancing, crazy costumes, celebrating Colombian heritage, but it's got African, indigenous, European influences too.
Like a cultural melting pot, set to party mode.
Exactly. Shows you Colombia is not just one thing. Now, speaking of hidden treasures, emeralds. Do you know Colombia is a total emerald powerhouse?
Seriously, I did not.
They provide like 70% of the world's emeralds. And these gems, they're special, that vivid green, super clear. But gotta remember, the emerald trade, it's got a dark side too.
Yeah, sometimes beauty comes at a cost.
True that. Okay, ready for another natural wonder? Have you ever heard of Caño Cristales?
Rings a bell.
It's nicknamed the River of 5 Colors.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. 5 colors. How's that even possible?
It's this crazy natural phenomenon. Basically, at certain times of year, this red algae blooms, turns the riverbed red. Then you've got yellow sand, green moss, and the sky reflecting blue.
Hold on, so it's like red, yellow, green, blue. That's 4 colors. What's the 5th?
Oh, right. Sometimes the rocks look kind of black. It depends on the light.
Wow. So it's like a living, moving piece of art.
Yeah, and it's super fragile. Those colors only show up under perfect conditions. Reminds you, gotta protect this stuff. Speaking of awesome things to see, have you heard of the Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá?
A salt cathedral. Okay, now that's just showing off Mother Nature.
Well, it's actually man-made, but still super impressive. It's underground. They carved this whole cathedral out of a salt mine.
You're kidding?
Nope, the way the light plays off the salt crystals, it's like another world down there.
I bet. Talk about a spiritual experience.
Right. Even if you're not religious, it makes you think about human ingenuity, our need to connect to something bigger. And hey, while we're talking unexpected things, did you know Colombia is a cyclist's dream destination?
Seriously, why is that?
Well, first off, mountains. They've got those in spades. Plus, cycling is huge in their culture, like really huge. That's why they've got some of the best cyclists in the world.
Makes sense. It's that Colombian spirit, right? Pushing limits, overcoming obstacles, whether it's mountains or rebuilding cities.
You got it. Oh, and we can't forget about the sombrero vuelteo.
But what now?
That black and white hat, you know, with the stripes. It's like the Colombian hat.
Oh, right. Cool looking hat. Tell me more.
The indigenous Innu people, they weave them. Technique's been passed down for ages. And get this, the black and white stripes, they represent the balance of light and dark. Good and evil, yin and yang, all that.
Wow. Deep stuff for a hat.
See? That's Colombia for you. History, culture, nature, all mixed together. Never a dull moment.
It's like a puzzle box. Every time you think you figured it out, there's another layer.
Totally agree. Makes you want to keep exploring.
So to all our listeners out there, what part of Colombia caught your ear? What would you like to explore? Let us know.